In this little short lesson, we're going to talk about how to find the multiplicative inverse of a number. So what you really need to know is that multiplicative inverse is just a fancy name for reciprocal. And a reciprocal means to take a fraction and turn it upside down. And of course, when you do that, the number stays the same sign. If you had a positive number to start with, the reciprocal will be positive. If you had a negative number to start with, the reciprocal will be negative. So if we want to find the multiplicative inverse of these next few numbers, for 5, remember the denominator of a whole number is 1. So if we turn that upside down, it's going to be 1 over 5. And for 1/3, if we turn that upside down, it's going to be 3. 3 over 1, which we'd write as 3. For -4, if we flip that over, it's going to be -1/4. So just remember that if it's negative when you start, it's going to be negative when you finish. And of course, for -4/5, we flip that over, it'll be -5/4. Now notice that I had the negative in the top, and when I flip it, I still have the negative in the top because it's a negative fraction. So I don't ever want to write the fraction with the negative in the denominator. So when I flipped it over, I did not leave the negative in the bottom because that doesn't really make sense. That's not really how we use a negative sign. But to keep it meaning the same thing it did before, I leave it in the top. It would also be acceptable to write it in front of the fraction, but just don't ever let your negative go to the denominator. And that's really all there is to a multiplicative inverse.